1981 Lincoln Cent coin. Today we are diving into the 1981 Lincoln Cent, a coin that may seem common at first glance but has some interesting varieties and high-grade examples that can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Stick around as we explore its design, history, rarity, and auction prices, and make sure to check your pocket change because you never know what treasures you might find. History of the 1981 Lincoln Cent. The Lincoln Cent series has been in circulation since 1909, replacing the Indian head cent. The 1981 Lincoln Cent belongs to the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which was used from 1959 to 2008. This coin was struck during the final years of the copper-based cents, as the U.S. Mint transitioned to the zinc-based composition in 1982 due to rising copper prices. The U.S. Mint struck 1981 Lincoln Cents at 3 locations. Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark. 7,491,750,000 minted. Denver Mint, D-mint mark. 5,373,235,677 minted. San Francisco Mint, S mint mark proof coins only. 4,063,083 minted. With billions of these coins produced, most are only worth face value, but certain high-grade specimens and rare varieties can be quite valuable. Design of the 1981 Lincoln Cent. The 1981 Lincoln Cent features the classic design by Victor David Brenner, obverse, and Frank Gasparo, reverse. Obverse, front side, a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln, "In God We Trust," inscribed above his head, Liberty, to the left the year 1981, to the right mint mark, D, for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia. Below the year, reverse, backside, a detailed image of the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo, United States of America, inscribed along the top, E pluribus unum, just above the Lincoln Memorial, 1 cent at the bottom. This design remained in use until 2008, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Bicentennial and Shield reverse designs. Rarity and valuable varieties of the 1981 Lincoln Cent. Even though billions of 1981 Lincoln Cents were minted, certain varieties and conditions can make them extremely valuable. Here are the ones to look for. 1. 1981 S Type 2 proof, clear S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced 2 varieties of proof coins, a Type 1, blurry or filled S mint mark, Type 2, clear S mint mark, rarer and more valuable. Type 2 is much scarcer and commands high prices among collectors. Value or 69 deep cameo, $200, $500 auction highlight. 70 deep cameo Type 2 sold for over $3,000. 2. 1981 D Lincoln Cent high-grade specimens. Circulated coins are common, but MS-67 and higher examples are rare. A value MS-66 $10, $25 a value, MS-67 plus $250, $500 plus or auction highlight. A 1981 D Lincoln Cent in MS-67 plus red sold $4.753. 1981 no mint mark Philadelphia Cent in high grade. Since Philadelphia minted coins have no mint mark, high-grade examples can be valuable. Value MS-66 $5, $15 a value, MS-67 plus red $200, $500 auction highlight. A 1981 no mint mark Lincoln Cent in MS-68 red sold for over $2, $504. 1981 Lincoln Cent with double die errors. Some 1981 Lincoln Cents exhibit doubling on the date, Liberty, or other details. Value depends on the severity of doubling and condition. A minor doubling, $25, $100. Major doubling, $500, $2,000. A auction highlight. A strong double die obverse, DDO Lincoln Cent sold for over $1,500. How much is a 1981 Lincoln Cent worth? Circulated condition, worn coins. Face value, $0.01, slightly better condition, 5 cents, $0.10 uncirculated condition, mint state MS grades, M60 to MS64. $1, $5 attractive with minimal marks $10, $25, 66. Lustrous, nearly flawless $50, $1 M67 plus. Extremely scarce $200, $2, 500 plus proof coins San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, 1981 S Type 1 common blurry S. PR 69 deep cameo, $20, $1.50 1981 S Type 2 Rare Clear S, per 69 Deep Cameo, $200, $500 per 70 Deep Cameo, perfect condition $3,000 plus How to sell a 1981 Lincoln Cent. If you have a 1981 Lincoln Cent and want to sell it, follow these steps. Check its condition. Coins in MS67 or higher are much more valuable. Look for rare varieties. A Type 2 proof, double die, or high-grade specimen could be worth big money. Get it graded. If you think your coin is valuable, consider professional grading by PCGS, NGC, or ANAX. Sell online websites like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are great for selling collectible coins. Visit a local coin dealer or show. You can also sell to local coin shops or attend coin shows for potential buyers. Final thoughts. The 1981 Lincoln Cent may seem like an ordinary penny, but certain high-grade examples, rare varieties, and proof coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. If you have one, be sure to check its condition, look for rare varieties, and consider getting it graded. You might be holding on to a hidden treasure. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1981 Lincoln Cent. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Welcome to today's video, where we explore one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1991 USA 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the nickel. While it may seem like just another small change in your pocket, this particular coin has an interesting history, potential rarities, and in some cases, it can be worth much more than its face value. In this video, we will take a deep dive into the 1991 nickel, examining its design, historical context, rarity, and the factors that may lead it to be worth millions. From understanding its basic features to identifying rare variations, you'll gain an appreciation for this coin's true value, and perhaps even find some hidden treasures in your own collection. Let's start by taking a look at the history and design behind the 1991 5-cent coin, and then we'll explore its rarity, its value in the market, and why some of these coins can reach such high prices at auctions. The history of the 1991 USA 5-cent coin. The 1991 5-cent coin, like other nickels, was struck as part of the ongoing production of coins for circulation in the United States. However, this year was significant for several reasons. First, it was part of the ongoing transition in the design of American coins, as the U.S. Mint continued to issue coins that would represent iconic American symbols. The 1991 nickel continued the design that had been in circulation since 1938, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse, front, side. The design, created by artist Felix Schlag, has remained largely unchanged for decades. On the reverse, back, side, the coin features the image of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has also been a staple of the nickel design for many years. The decision to keep the Monticello design was made to honor Jefferson's contributions to the nation, particularly his role in the Louisiana Purchase and his efforts in expanding the United States during his presidency. Minting and production. In 1991, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these coins to meet the demands of circulation. However, certain rarities and variations in the minting process can make specific 1991 nickels more valuable than others. We'll discuss these valuable coins shortly. Identifying rare 1991 nickels. While the majority of 1991 5-cent coins are relatively common and only worth 5 cents, several factors can make certain examples rare and highly sought after by collectors. Let's go over how to identify these rare variants and how they can impact the coin's value. Mint marks. The first feature to consider when evaluating the rarity of a 1991 nickel is the mint mark. The U.S. Mint produced nickels at different facilities, so checking the mint mark can help determine the coin's rarity. In 1991, the U.S. Mint used two primary facilities to mint nickels: the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, D mint mark. While both variants are relatively common, it's important to note that certain years' mintage numbers can affect the demand for a specific type of coin. In some cases, coins minted in Philadelphia can be rarer due to smaller production numbers, errors, and varieties. One of the key ways a coin's value can skyrocket is through minting errors. A 1991 nickel with certain errors can be worth significantly more than its face value. Double die error. One of the most famous errors that can occur on a 1991 nickel is the double die error. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the image to be duplicated slightly. If you have a 1991 nickel with a noticeable double image on either the obverse or reverse side, it could be worth much more than the standard 5-cent coin. Off-center strikes. Another potential error is the off-center strike, where the design is not properly aligned when struck. If a 1991 nickel shows signs of being off-center, it can add a premium to its value, especially if the error is significant. Die cracks and clashes. Sometimes, the dies used to strike coins develop cracks or clash with one another, leaving unusual markings on the coin. While these errors are less common, they can add substantial value to certain coins, especially if they are in good condition. Condition and grading. The condition of a coin is one of the most crucial factors in determining its value. Coin collectors rely on a grading system to assess the quality and preservation of a coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin can be. A 1991 nickel in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth much more than a coin that's worn down or damaged. Coins that are in mint condition, such as those graded MS67 or higher, can fetch significantly higher prices at auction. The value of the 1991 nickel in today's market. Now that we've covered how to identify rarities and errors, it's time to discuss the market value of the 1991 5-cent coin. While most 1991 nickels are worth only 5 cents, there are certain rare examples that can fetch significant amounts of money, especially in a competitive auction environment. Standard 1991 nickels. In general, a typical 1991 nickel in average circulated condition is worth only its face value, 5 cents. However, as with many coins, the value can vary depending on the condition and demand for specific variants. As the mintage numbers for 1991 were relatively high, these coins are abundant in circulation today, and collectors are more likely to focus on higher quality or error coins. Rare and error 1991 nickels. In contrast, rare 1991 nickels or those with minting errors can be worth significantly more. For example, a 1991 nickel with a double die error and uncirculated condition could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on the severity of the error and the coin's grade. If a 1991 nickel has a unique die crack, off-center strike, or other error, collectors could be willing to pay a premium to add it to their collection, especially if it is in high demand at the time. Auction results. To understand the potential worth of a rare 1991 nickel, let's look at a few recent auction results. In the past few years, rare 1991 error nickels have sold for anywhere from $100 to over $10,000, depending on the rarity, condition, and error type. For example, a 1991 double die error nickel in MS65 condition recently sold for $1,500 at a major coin auction. Meanwhile, a 1991 nickel with a minor off-center strike fetched around $750 at another auction. Why 1991 nickels could be worth millions while it's rare? There are cases where 1991 5-cent coins, specifically those with extremely rare errors or minting anomalies, can approach prices in the millions. To understand why this happens, let's take a look at the broader market for rare coins and the factors that contribute to sky-high prices. Scarcity and demand. Coins that are rare but highly desired by collectors and investors often see their prices spike. A coin that was once commonly found in circulation, like the 1991 nickel, can skyrocket in value if it's discovered to have a rare minting error or if there is a sudden surge in demand for that coin. A perfect example of this is the 1913 Liberty Head nickel, which is one of the most famous and valuable coins in American numismatics. Although it was not produced in large quantities, its rarity, historical significance, and the intrigue surrounding its creation have caused its value to soar into the millions. In the case of the 1991 nickel, as the number of known error coins decreases and more collectors become aware of the potential value in these pieces, it's possible that certain 1991 nickels could see a significant rise in demand, pushing their value into the millions. The role of coin collectors and investors. The growing interest in rare and error coins, particularly those from the 20th century, has been fueled by a mix of serious coin collectors and investors looking to diversify their portfolios with tangible assets. With some investors willing to pay top dollar for rare coins, even a 1991 nickel with a unique error could eventually find its way into the hands of a collector or investor who is willing to pay a fortune for it. Conclusion: the 1991 USA 5-cent coin may seem like just another small piece of change, but with the right conditions, it can become a highly valuable collector's item. Whether it's due to a rare minting error, a unique die variety, or simply being in pristine condition, certain 1991 nickels can fetch surprisingly high prices in the market. Coin collecting is about more than just owning coins, it's about understanding the history, rarity, and potential value of each coin. If you happen to come across a 1991 nickel that has an unusual feature, whether it's a minting error, a rare variety, or just an exceptional grade, you could be holding on to a small fortune. As always, make sure to check your coins carefully, and don't forget to keep learning about the world of numismatics. Who knows? Your next find could be worth millions.